Now it's finally here, a moment we've all been waiting for, the release of NHL 26. I want to give a big shout out to EA Sports for giving me early access to the game. Now in NHL 25, I started to be a pro career for Darnell Richmond, and I recorded one episode of his career before I never touched the mode again. However, things are different this time. Be a Pro has a completely revamped mode, so we're going to be diving into that today. So without further ado, let's begin Darnell Richmond's career. So while we load up NHL 26, I'm excited for a new experience. What is this? Why am I looking at pricey pond hockey again? We can't do this. I can't do this for another year. Nah, I'm just kidding. I booted up NHL 25 just so we can hear this iconic line one more time.
Pricey pond hockey you got going there.
We have to beat this team and show them that once again, we are the powerhouse. We are the dominant factor. Let's go get them.
Now, obviously, the first thing we have to do here is create Darnell Richmond. Darnell Richmond, the greatest player of all time. It only makes sense that we do our Be a Pro story with him. So I've gone ahead and created Darnell Richmond. This is what he's looking at 18 years old. He's 6'9", 255 pounds. Is this reasonable for an 18-year-old? Absolutely. But this is just how Darnell is. So there's actually two different options we can go with here. We can either start in the World Junior Medal round and then go to the Memorial Cup, or we can start in the World Junior Medal round and then go to Europe afterwards. We're going to go with the Memorial Cup. Now, I don't want to spoil which team I'm going to be joining for our Memorial Cup run, so we're just going to jump right into the World Junior Tournament.
If everyone wants to get settled, we can start with the first question.
This is a pretty incredible opportunity for you. World Juniors, representing your country, going into the semifinals, elimination game. How are you feeling?
Okay, let's move to the next question.
We know how much coaches prize versatility. What positions are you best suited to playing? You're a young player, but for anyone who's never had a chance to watch you play before, how would you describe your play style? When you think about what got you here as a forward, what's your primary skill set? Every NHL skater has their meal ticket, but what are some of your secondary skills? What would you say is the X factor that you bring to this team?
That's all we have time for. Thanks, everyone.
So this is what we're going to be looking at when it comes to Darnell Richmond. Of course, we all know he's a power forward. His primary position is going to be right wing, but he can play on the left wing if he has to. It's no surprise that he's taking on the big rig X factor. You might as well just call this man Patty Maroon. Now, on top of all those key things, getting upgrades to speed, durability, and body checking are actually going to be very critical for us. Like, we're already starting off with an 81 speed stat. Considering we're a power forward, that's actually a huge bonus. So we got our new Be a Pro hub, and right on the front page, future star Darnell Richmond prepares for World Junior intro. Now, you already know this man is ready to take over. He's going to dominate the World Juniors. But the one thing I will say, starting off as a 69 overall isn't necessarily ideal here, because I don't really know how much our overall is going to jump between World Juniors and making it to the NHL. If I start off the NHL as a 72 overall, that's not going to be ideal.
Hey, it's Macklin Celebrini calling. Our agent gave me your number. I know you're excited about the semifinals at the World Juniors, and you should be. This is going to be one of the most fun games of your career, and you should enjoy it. There's going to be lots of scouts out there, and they'll be watching you, seeing how you do, so just show them how you play the game. Good luck and have fun.
Now I'm going to cut Macklin Celebrini a little bit of slack. He is an NHL player. He is not a voice actor. He's reading a script here, so I'm not going to rip on him completely. However, this is very similar to NBA 2K15 Dion Waiters. Those are the vibes I'm getting from Macklin Celebrini right now. Now we got a couple challenges that we can go with from Macklin Celebrini. One of them is to win the game and have a 75 form score. Now form score is going to impact how high we're getting drafted. Or we could go with the swagger option where we're going to be winning the game on top of picking up 2 points. And you already know Darnell Richmond loves to light the lamp, so we're going with the swagger option. So for this upcoming game, not only do we have to win, but we have to record 2 points as well. Now we have our first game coming up. Darnell Richmond's about to make his World Junior debut, taking on Sweden. This is a big time game for him, so we better show up. Now with this being the first upload of NHL 26, if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be uploading NHL 26 content all year long, and you definitely don't want to miss out on any of that, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Now Darnell Richmond understands the struggles that Team Canada had at the World Juniors last year, but things are completely different because Richmond is on this team and he's going to single-handedly turn them around. He's a little bit disappointed that he's not going to be starting on the first line, but that's perfectly fine. Porter Martone's going to be picking up a goal early in the first period. However, in Darnell Richmond's first shift, I can't describe what happened in words. We just all have to watch it together.
Sweden's on the attack. Scores! And I think he put this in on his own.
He did, James, and this is so deflating when you put it in on your own and you can just see the body language. He is not happy.
This man, Carter George, in Darnell's first shift, is going to be putting the puck in his own net. You have to be kidding me. After the World Junior disappointment this team saw last season, we have Carter George putting the puck in his own net on the very first shift. There's no way that just happened. Now, as you watch more of this Team Canada team, you would think it was the team from last season because Darnell wasn't even calling for a breakout pass. It's going to be turned over and Sweden's going to be scoring back-to-back goals. You can't make this up. Darnell wasn't even calling for the puck. They just did a risky pass right up the ice to a Sweden defenseman, returning the puck over, and just like that, Sweden's going to be making this a 2-1 game. We're off to a terrible start. Now I'm an absolute clown because I assumed that that wild pass right up the middle of the ice was a one-time thing. No, it was not. Team Canada is going to do the exact same thing once again, and Richmond gets to the point where he's like, you know what, I'm just going to cherry pick. The only way this team is going to score a goal is if I cherry pick and we get a lucky breakout, and that's exactly what's happening. Richmond's going to be picking up his first goal of the tournament, but this was ridiculous. We almost turned the puck over once again in the defensive zone. If this team doesn't smarten up, we're going to have to score 9 goals in order to win this game. Now that last comment I made might actually turn out to be true because Carter George, I'm convinced that your blocker rating is 3. You have a blocker rating of 3 because so far on all 3 goals, they've all gone blocker side and you can't stop anything. The only thing that's going to be saving us here is when Darnell's chilling on the bench, Team Canada's going to be able to pick up a goal and we're going to be tying this game up. But obviously with the way Team Canada's playing, this game's not going to stay tied for long. Because what if I told you just seconds later, after a missed check from Darnell, Sweden's going to bring the puck in, and guess where they shot it? Blocker side. And guess what happened? Once again, Carter George is going to be whiffing on the puck, and just like that, Sweden's picked up their 4th goal of the first period. Now up until this point, there is one thing that we haven't really considered. Darnell Richmond is the greatest player of all time, and he has some of the highest IQ. So when he brings the puck into the zone, he's going to shoot for a rebound, praying that it somehow hits Easton Cowan in the face and it can end up in the back of the net. It might not be hitting Cowan in the face, but we are going to be picking up a goal, and just like that, Canada's tied the game. Now heading into the second period, Darnell knew he had to generate some offense, and Team Canada was looking pretty good early in the second period, and then this happened.
Here's the pass at center. Here's a chance on the attack.
This man Wahlberg brought the puck into the offensive zone, teed up for a slap shot, missed the slap shot, recovered the puck in his feet, and sniped it past Carter George. Bro had 15 minutes to prepare for that shot, and he still missed it. So at this point, Darnell Richmond's sick and tired of this team. So he's just going to bring the puck in himself on a power play. He's going to snipe this one past the Sweden goaltender, and just like that, this game is tied 5-5. Richmond already has 2 goals in the game, but it doesn't mean anything because they still don't have the lead. Now, it's very clear that Team Canada isn't putting on the greatest performance. Like, Darnell Richmond's been on the ice for a handful of goals. There's a lot of things he could have done to prevent some of the goals being scored. This goal, though, nah, there's nothing Richmond could have done. Carter George stopped the puck, You are a goalie. What on earth are you doing? How is every shot getting past you? Also, I just think this is really funny. We have to look at the coach feedback. Obviously, I have an F in defense. I should not have an F in defense. It's not my fault Carter George can't stop a beach ball. Now, at this point, Richmond's just incredibly frustrated. He has to let out some of his anger. So he's going to absolutely rock a Sweden player, send him right into the bench. Darnell's showing he's not afraid to hit, and he's ready to throw his body around. Now, with the third period underway, Darnell knows there's not a lot of time to get back into this game. But Darnell has learned something from watching Carter George. If you shoot the puck blocker side, there's probably about a 50% chance of it going in, and it looks like this time it's going to be working out for Richmond. He's picking up the hat trick in this one. That still doesn't really mean too much as Canada's still trailing. Now you might be thinking, stick on the ice, what are you talking about? It's clearly 6-6 right now. That is a tie game. Canada's clearly not trailing. Give it 30 seconds, and just like that, we're trailing once again. Carter George, how about you give up a juicier rebound next time? Now, thankfully, there is one thing that Sweden doesn't have that Team Canada does have, and that is Darnell Richmond. This man is putting the entire country on his back, because with this big goal right here, he's tying and entering the final minutes, but what you are about to witness is the wildest sequence I've seen in hockey history. Because how this sequence is going to start off in the final minute, I have no clue how Porter Martone is scoring this goal, but with less than a minute left in the game, Porter Martone is going to be giving Team Canada the lead. We are guaranteed to win this game because we 1000% won't collapse in the next 20 seconds.
To resume play. Sweden's won the draw. Under a minute to go in the third.
No, like, what is this man doing? Carter George, you are a goalie. Tend the goal. That's all I'm asking from you. This pass comes in front of the net. What do? You slide out of the net. It is a wide open net. Why are you doing that? We have to get into the gold medal game, and you're sliding out of the net. My guy, tend the goal. Just make one save for me. It's 8-8 right now. Now, we could potentially be cooked here because we're about to enter sudden death elimination, and I have to pray that Carter George doesn't allow a goal. But there is one thing that's certainly going to help us. Darnell Richmond's going to be starting overtime, and he's going to pick up a goal quick. Or at least that's what I would expect, considering I have 4 goals in this game already. The fact that I'm not getting the start in overtime here is absolutely ridiculous. I better end up on the ice pretty quick. And that's exactly what happened. It wouldn't take too long before Darnell Richmond ended up on the ice. However, because he basically had to carry this team up until this point, bro is absolutely exhausted and he can't capitalize on the breakaway. So at this point, all Richmond can do is pray. Now it all comes down to this. Are we going to allow a goal in the final 3 minutes here? No, we aren't. We're actually going to be scoring a goal. I don't know who scored the winner, and I don't care who scored the winner. Canada's going to be winning this game 9-8. We should have won this a long time ago. Carter George, you cannot celebrate here. You do not deserve to be in net for the gold medal game. We're going to have to score 15 goals in that game if we really want to win it, because you were absolutely terrible. I am terrified of the gold medal game if Carter George is in between the pipes. Now, you know what? I'm not tripping about player growth here. I'm not tripping about our coach's feedback. None of that matters. He gave us an F in defense. Clearly, none of that was my fault. It's not my fault Carter George can't stop a beach ball. The puck could literally hit him in the chest, and it would somehow still end up in the net. It was beyond ridiculous. We were lucky to win that game, but now we're off to the gold medal game. We got to be a lot better as a team.
Hey, I watched the game yesterday. Congrats on the big win. Now it's important to focus on your health and recovery to make sure you can play at a high level in the next game. Good luck.
Now, recovery in this game is going to be incredibly important. If you're not recovering, then your speed stats and physical stats are just going to completely fall. So because of that, I'm going with the confident answer so we can increase our health here. This is the clear answer. Because right now, our player's feeling a little bit tired, and then look at those impacts. -10 to acceleration, -10 to durability, -10 to agility, -10 to endurance, -10 to speed, and -10 to strength. I mean, all percentages. We're not dropping 10 stats. We're dropping 10 percentages across the board. We can't have that, so we have to spend all of our energy so we can make sure that we're feeling good for the gold medal game. Carter George should probably do the same considering how he played in that last game. He better be at 100%. And we still have 1 energy left here, so I think we'll just use that on our brand. Right now, they're calling me the semi-final star. Richmond Sparks 9-8 win against Sweden. We shouldn't have had to score 9 goals in that game. The only reason we had to score 9 is because Carter George can't stop anything.
Congratulations on the win! You've made it to the gold medal game at the World Junior Tournament. This is a huge deal. It's your chance to shine on a global stage. Your form score here will set the tone for your draft ranking. And even though you'll have more opportunities to improve your draft stock with your own team, this tournament is your first impression for the hockey world. So keep your focus, give it your all, and let's make this moment count.
Now we have a couple new challenges heading into the gold medal game. We can either go with the swagger option where we win the game and scoring 1 point, or we can go with the humble option where we're winning the game and maintaining a 75 form score. I think for this game we're going to go with the humble option. We have to start working on our draft stock a little bit because I'm assuming our draft stock can't be too high based on that last game. Like, our coach feedback was an F in defense. No team is taking on a player who has an F in defense unless they're scoring 4 goals a game, which we did do. But yeah, let's go with the humble option this time. We have to focus on maintaining that form score. So we have the biggest game of Darnell Richmond's career coming up. It's Team Canada taking on Team USA. We can't allow 8 goals in this one. Carter George, you have to show up for me. I'm not saying you have to stop every shot you face, but I'm saying you can't allow any weak goals. And in that last game, you allowed about 7 weak goals. Now it all comes down to this one final game for the gold. Team Canada taking on US. This is going to be a great game as long as Carter George plays good. If Carter George plays good, then it'll be a competitive game. If he plays like he did against Sweden, we're probably losing 10-8. Now this is going to be by far the biggest game of Darnell Richmond's career, and it's unfortunate to say, but he really doesn't play that much of an impact in it. This all relies solely on Carter George. We need him to keep the puck out of the net, but at the end of the day, this is still Darnell Richmond's team, and he's still going to be making a big impact. He's going to be too big, he's too strong, he's going to be drawing the cross-checking penalty, and that's going to give Canada a man advantage. And on that man advantage, it's no surprise Darnell's going to be playing a key part. A big slap shot's going to lead to a big rebound. Sam Dickinson's going to be right there, and just like that, Canada's going to be on the board. But what if I told you Carter George would immediately sell after that? Well, you would likely believe that because that's what Carter George normally does, but that's actually not the case. We're going to enter the first intermission with a 1-0 lead. I'm actually surprised, to be honest. Now, the slow simulation at the beginning of the second period had me worried. I assumed that Carter George had allowed a goal, but it's actually the opposite. Canada's going to be taking a 2-0 lead, but not for long, because Darnell had a little bit of faith in the defense. He thought they were competent enough to pass the puck. That is not the case. The US is going to be intercepting it, and just like that, they're going to be making this a 1-goal game. And unfortunately, I think that 1 goal might have been the beginning of the downfall. Darnell Richmond's going to be caught in no man's land, but that wouldn't be the end of the world if Carter George didn't slide 18 million feet out of the net. Like, yes, Darnell Richmond was not in the right position, no doubt about that, but my guy, don't slide 60 feet over to the right. Now, in a game like this, you need a little bit of luck on your side, and boy did Team Canada get lucky here. Not only are we going to be blocking the shot, but it's going to be a nice hand pass to Darnell, and since we're in the defensive zone, it's a legal hand pass that's going to spring up for a breakaway. Darnell's going to give Team Canada the lead. A lot of things went right on that play, and normally when a handful of things go right for Team Canada, something has to collapse, but that actually didn't happen here. We're going to be taking the lead entering the intermission. I'm honestly stunned at that, to be honest. Now, in this tight back and forth affair, Team Canada needed another insurance goal, and who else to lean on other than Darnell Richmond? With the game on the line, he's going to pick up another goal. Richmond has carried the way for Team Canada. 2 goals and an assist in the gold medal game, and that extra goal would be enough because with time winding down, Team Canada would be able to close this one out, and they are taking down the United States in the gold medal game.
And there it is! A golden moment here at the World Juniors, and a moment these kids will never forget.
They will never forget. They will never forget their teammates because they will have a bond forever, and it's written in gold. It was an arduous process, but man, did they ever bring it tonight. What a win.
2 sets of tears on the ice, tears of dejection, and at the other end, they are the champions. It's all tears of joy here, Cheryl.
It is tears of joy. I mean, all the sacrifice and the hard work works out for them, and no question they're the deserved victor in this series. But on the other side, you've got such a deflated group. They know it's over. They left it all on the ice. They can be proud of themselves, James, but it doesn't get them any further ahead today.
And as we wind down the World Juniors here, great sign of respect for both teams and the emotions.
Yeah, I mean, on one side, if you could stop time, you'd like to and stay on the ice forever. On the other side, you'd like it to move real quick so you can just get off, but you have to handshake out of respect for your opponents.
Tremendous victory, tremendous accomplishment. Now it's time to celebrate.
It is time to celebrate. And I remember what a sports psychologist had once said to me. He said, excellence is abnormal. You know what that means? There is only one winner. A nice reminder that it is so difficult to become a champion. Well, they have the bond forever now.
Here we go, and swapping the trophy. Everybody getting their turn to celebrate.
Yeah, and this is the realization of the dream, James, because that's what it is. It's a dream before you get an opportunity to do it. But once you do, that feeling never goes away. Just awesome.
And here they go for the team photo. Cheryl, you've done a few of these group shots. What's it mean to have these moments?
Well, it's so emotional, right, James? It's not scripted. You just get down on the ice, you feel it, you just won the championship.
Now, what can I say? Carter George actually showed up for us. He's going to be helping us win this game, but not without Darnell Richmond leading the way. 2 goals, 1 assist, 11 shots. Bro was dominating the entire game. He had 3 hits as well. Gavin McKenna was pretty solid as well. 2 assists from him. The boys were absolutely flying, and because of that, we're gold medal winners, but we're not quite done yet. Darnell Richmond still has a Memorial Cup to win.
All right, everyone, let's get settled in. Let's get the first question.
World Juniors, you got the gold medal. That's incredible. What does this moment mean to you? With the success you saw at the tournament, are your sights now set on the NHL draft and your NHL career?
That's all we have time for at the moment. Let's end here.
Now, it was an incredible World Junior performance from Darnell Richmond. In both games this man played, he was clearly the best player on the ice, but he's not ready for the NHL quite yet. He still has one more cup to win before he gets drafted, and I'm talking the Memorial Cup, but we're going to be saving that for episode 2. Darnell needs to mentally prepare for that next journey.